Well, we're gonna have to go with that awkward intro of my chin. Because I'm not restarting it again.
Okay. Hello. We're back.
Alright, some technical difficulties, but we were saying after a long wait, you were able to get some pretty exciting bottles.
Yes. Old Rip Van Winkle 10 year, which I'm excited for you to try. And then the old Fitz I got off of Pennsylvania Wine and Spirits website, dropped online. This I just won at a raffle, the Joe Canals raffle, so that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I was excited to win it. I was going for a Pappy 20 year, but fortunately I was 2 numbers off the whole time, so I was really disappointed. But no, it's okay. I ended up with another old Rip, so it's great. And I like it a lot better than the Pappy 12. We'll see how you feel. I mean, the 107 proof for me, that higher proof from the Van Winkle Lot B, is just really makes a difference. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot here because I asked you before the video, and I still don't know which one to start with. What do you want to? Which one do you want to drink first?
You know, it's a tough one. If somebody's here, you can put a vote. I think maybe we start with the old Fitz.
Start with the old Fitz. I was kind of on the same page as that. I just feel like this is going to be a flavor bomb, and I feel like I don't know, lower. We always usually start with lower proof first, right? So 100 proof bottle and bond. We'll take them out of this big condom.
Yeah. So I mean, this should be interesting, right? We have 2 10 years. They're both wheats. One from Heaven Hill and one from Buffalo Trace.
The Great Trace.
And I mean, Old Fitz is pretty, I mean, you can get more allocated if you want, but that's pretty up there for Heaven Hill, so.
Yeah, it's their big wheat one.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be interesting. I don't know if it can beat a Pappy, but we will see.
We shall. That we shall. So, yeah, here we go. Look at that. The tax stamp is broken. I purposely grew out my nails just for this crack.
Oh, good.
So, we're going to get a nice crack. And this is the 2024, fall of 2024?
I think it was spring.
Spring of 2024. Yeah, fall was the 11 year, which is out now, so keep your eyes open. And it's funny because spring of 2023 was also a 10 year. So I'm excited to see how, based on memory, how they compare. I do have some spring left. Rob Weirs is here. Hi, Rob Weirs. We're drinking Old Fitz 10 year. This is a great bottle. Give me that glass. We are going to drink. Look at this. We're going to give ourselves some bigger pours tonight. Since we only have 2 bottles, we got to at least drink something with it. From what I remember, Old Fitz is always that nice buttery, creamy deliciousness. We'll see if that holds true.
That is an interesting nose.
Oh yeah, very different from the last 10 year. Has like a cinnamon note to it. Again, that's cinnamony. Cinnamony.
A little bit of that, like a raisiny kind of thing.
Raisin's good. Maybe like a salted caramel? There's some kind of salt going in on there.
Yeah.
Good. I don't mind a little salt.
I'd say maybe like a kind of a nutty salt.
Nutty salt. Heaven Hill nuttiness. Classic. And this is the 3rd Old Fitz I think we've tried. The other 10 year, and then you have the 8 year.
Yeah.
What do you think? You want to get a sip? Get some whiskey on the palate.
Yeah.
First sip of the day. Cheers. Ooh. Okay. Maybe because it was the first sip, but this one just has a little stronger heat to it than I remember. And heat, not just, I don't know if it's heat or complexity as you swallow it down, but you definitely get the Kentucky hug in here.
Yeah.
I can definitely get a lot of flavors. Such as, I don't know, I'll have to go in for a second sip. That was good though. Old Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be the first sip, but for me, it was a little mellow.
Yes, I remember the first one being mellow, just with the creamy. I think it's just over creamy. I don't know. I always find them creamy. Beautiful bottle though, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait till that other one's gone just so I can refill it with something. Pretend I'm giving people Old Fitz. So you're going to be over here drinking Old Fitz. Why are you being so generous with your pours of Old Fitz? And Williams bottle and bond. I'll never know, folks.
I think Evan Williams might be, that might be a step too far.
Yeah. Dude, why does this taste so young?
Put like larceny in there, I'd probably fall for it.
There you go.
This larceny small batch.
Yeah, it's a little grassier than I remember. Yeah, I'm just getting this cinnamon note on the nose. Almost like a spice, which I don't usually get with a lot of wheats. Sometimes with like the Maker's 46, I'll get that spice.
Yeah, it's a weird nose for a wheat.
It's not bad. It's just different. Which different is good, right? You drink the same thing every day and you're just like, oh my god, I'm sick of that. This is different. Another sip. Palate is freshened up. Here we go. Cheers, everybody. I hope you're drinking along with us. Let us know if you are. Let us know what you're drinking. Oh yeah. Okay. Now I'm getting stuff. That time I really got, it tasted older than 10 years to me. I got a real nice oak and leather, almost like a belt, like shoe leather. Get that like, oh no, it's like dry leather. Is a big note for me on that now. Dries out my tongue.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It definitely, I mean, I don't know if this one's for me. I don't normally mind. There's maybe like a bit of that creaminess to it, but there's not much. I didn't get much on the palate, and then, you say like leather to me, that, back of the palate, it's like I'm licking an old dusty shoe.
Fair.
Well, I mean, that might be for some people. It's not even like the worst thing, but for me, it's just I don't know.
It's not your typical.
The flavors are there, but I'm not I don't know. I'm not loving it.
Hopefully, we'll open up a little more. But I do feel that I think we're both in agreement that the 23 batch was kind of blew us away a little more on
Yeah.
taste. Then again, I think we ran into a problem with our last live, and I think that we tried Bowman cast strength, and I think ever since then we've been just like, that's all we want. I mean, it's like half gone already.
It is that bottle. You know, we were. I think the first night we were kind of doubting ourselves, but that is, for me, exactly what I look for in a whiskey, which is a big bomb of flavor.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
This is not that. We're not really getting a ton, or at least, you know, maybe there are some notes that I'm not picking out, but they're just, you know, subtle.
I think these were 125 on the website or 135, which in the great state of Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, that's MSRP. I think MSRP might be a little inflated for this one. I'd feel more comfortable paying like 60 to 75, maybe 80.
Yeah,
for this.
for the flavor, but I, again, like I said, I'm not a big. It's just not working for me.
You're not vibing with it.
No, because all that leathery, it was the back of my mouth on the finish, but then holding it actually on the palate and letting it sit in my mouth, just not really a lot of flavor to it. Like one of the more neutral tasting whiskeys that I've had.
I gotta reach out to somebody real quick. I just think this is setting our next bottle up to blow us away. That's all I can picture happening.
But yeah, I am a little, I don't know, I'm a little disappointed. Because even, you know, like you said, the other 10-year was actually pretty good. And then I even got the 8-year, and we were like a little nervous about that because it's only 8 years. But even that, to me, had more flavor than this. This is like, I don't know. To me, it tastes not even like Evan Williams bottle and bond. It just tastes like Evan Williams.
It's very light indeed. I'm upset, but I'm gonna pretend like I really enjoy it. But I have to, just for the sake of. I am so disappointed in it. I had to reach for it. This is the 2023 10-year. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. Would you be interested in a little 2023 10-year? Just because I'm having trouble believing that they are that different, but from my memory, they are. Which is just, it's crazy to me. Right? They're both the same exact age. How could they be so different? I mean, the nose alone on this 23 is great. Gary just texted me. He's finishing dinner. I bashed him a little bit for not being here.
Yeah, I don't. The 2024. I mean, it's got, you know, leather and like maybe like a tobacco taste and the smoke and a little bit of nuttiness. But I mean, I like bourbon because it's sweet.
Dude, wait till you go into this nose on this one. It's so incredibly different. Like French vanilla ice cream all the way. Guys, it's unbelievable how different these two are. I had to do this. And I'm glad I remember my whiskey enough to say that just based on the nose, this is going to be way better than the 2024. It even looks darker. I don't know. I wish I had some of the older expressions like the 17 or the 19. If anybody viewing right now has any of them and you want to send us some samples, email us, whiskeybiblelf@gmail.com. We'll make it worth your while. Cheers. Look at that double cheers. That was my Tourette's coming in. Much nicer. Sugar cone, caramel drizzled. Much sweeter. Doesn't have that leather note on the back end. How do you feel?
To be clear, it's not that I minded the leather note so much, but that was the only note I was getting. This one definitely sweeter, definitely. I mean, it actually tastes like a wheated bourbon.
Yeah.
It is a bit light still, but I'd mostly blame that on the bottle being almost empty. It's like 90% air.
Yeah.
And being a year old. But yeah, that's definitely. I like the 2023 better.
We'll see. Hopefully, as this one opens, maybe it'll get better. Never judge a bottle by first sip, but off the neck pour, I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, it just comes in pretty weak on flavor on the palate for me. And while there is flavor there, I just yeah, I don't know. If I'm having a bourbon, I want sweet, and it doesn't really deliver that.
Well, guess we might as well finish up this 2023 Old Fitz, which had no place in this video, but I had to add it in for, as some would say, shit and giggles. Cheers. What are we drinking? Rob, what are you drinking? I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to guess Rob is drinking Buffalo Trace out of a 175 milliliter bottle. That's my assumption. Just some beer. Now, it's 8:01. After 8 o'clock, beer is illegal. It's whiskey time. So take that beer, walk to your nearest kitchen sink, and gently, but yet vigorously, pour it down the drain. Grab yourself a Glencairn and fill it with your nicest whiskey.
It was last night. So was he right with the Buffalo Trace son last night? Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. I was, because he was complaining that it was too big. Because, you know, they don't have the plastic things that I hate, but
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace doesn't put them in there. So it's like the top is huge. So.
Yeah, you think that's bad. The worst, and I thank you very much for it, but the worst bottle I've had to pour out of was a Willet 175.
That's great.
Because they keep the big neck.
Oh my goodness.
And then he had this giant tub full of whiskey. I thought for sure, I was holding it with two hands because it felt like it was going to break.
Did you finish that yet?
It's low.
Alright, I gotta replace it. It just looks so ominous sitting on the shelf.
That thing in particular is just huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it I don't know how, but it looks like twice the size of a normal 175.
It does. That's
It's
really cool.
unnatural.
It is.
Well, what do you think? Should we move on to the Belle of the Ball?
I think we should. It's just like working up to it, you know, like just like we're gonna be cracking a bottle of Van Winkle on this live. Like
Right.
that's crazy that's about to happen. People go absolutely insano for this bottle, you know?
Yeah.
#1 whiskey in the world, some may say. I think you should also. What's he referring to? You stayed in school longer than me.
I don't know.
Let us know what you're referring to, brother. But
Probably something we said.
yeah, sorry, we mumble a lot. But let's get this guy out of here. I hope that this tastes better than this.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we
think
were.
should.
I think we put a lot of pressure on the old Fitz, setting it up to be compared to the Pappy.
Yeah.
Maybe not a fair.
But,
Right, old Fitz is a little maybe like a Parker's Heritage or something crazy from Heaven Hill could stand up, but
maybe future video we'll do old Fitz versus old Fitz versus old Fitz.
yeah,
Be fun. But I'll tell you, this is the most obtainable bottle of Van Winkle, and I think it's the coolest design. Right? It just looks really, really cool. 10 summers old.
yeah.
You know, they got some little gnome guy with a rifle.
There's something about that little guy.
I don't know if you can see him.
I mean, I think everybody knows him. There's just something about him. He's got a lot of charm.
Yeah. Look at him. He's angry as hell. This is remarkable whiskey for memorable occasions. Age. Look it up if you want to read it. Families 3 generations distilling. Julian Pappy Van Winkle. Signed it himself. Look at that. Julian Van Winkle signed this bottle.
Well,
He signed a piece of paper that went into the copy machine that went on.
yeah, that's a little closer.
So, this is the decision I've been having trouble making. Is I have a 2024 batch which I won in the lottery, and a 2023 batch which I won out of the secret box with the combination. I think I'm just going to open the 2024. Let me make sure this is the 2024. Uh-oh. I don't think it is the 2024.
Is it the wrong one?
No, it's 2024. We're good. Okay. My eyes are deceiving me. Not that it matters that much, right? I mean, it's Pappy. Ooh, here we go. This hurts but feels so good. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. His neck. This is so exciting. Look at that. No tag. They don't put a tag, although it looks like, you know what's funny? Look at that. They did put an area for the tag. You can see the glue in there. See how it's got like that kind of outline of that NCF tag? They've been going, every year they've been putting on different. This year they started putting it on the 12 years. I bet you next year they'll start putting it on 10 years. They've just been going down the line. The things you scan. So, here it is. Old Rip Van Winkle 10 year. I'm very excited for you to try this. I first tried this at a Pappy Van Winkle event. I had this, the 12 year and the 20 year. And this was way better than the other ones. I don't know. Look at that.
Right, there is, you know, we talk about, you know, it's like a slogan of the channel almost, is high age statements and high proof.
Yep.
But there is maybe a certain point where, you know, like 10's pretty high for an age statement. So, you know, I don't think I've had a ton of 20-year whiskeys. So it is possible that at a certain point some of those bottles are coming out after 20 years and they're a little. Do you remember it being like oaky? Like, did it feel like it was over oak?
It was oaky, yeah. I mean, picture like Knob Creek 18 year, how oaky that is. Just add more oak.
Man.
Yeah, that's why the 23 Pappy is just like, you're not drinking that. You're putting it on yourself, you're looking at it, or you're selling it to someone. But, well, here it is. His head has been removed gently by the surgeon himself, Mr. Luke. And, as always, guests get poured first, after we dump their water out. Look at that. Nothing like a neck pour of Pappy 10. What do you think? Is that happy enough for you?
Yeah.
Look at that. Pour the water out.
I am always tempted in this situation to just shoot whatever's in front of me and take the gamble to see if he'll pull me another. I haven't ever done it yet. One of these days I will. I'll have to choose. Not a Pappy.
Something, just go for
Something just a little less rare, a little cheaper.
it. Yeah.
How about, I'll do it when he opens. He's got a Thomas H. Handy
Oh man.
that he wants to open.
I want to open that so bad.
Do it for that. Just shoot it. I don't even. It would only be to be funny, because it's like, what's the point? Like, you don't even get to taste it.
I know.
Sitting around doing shots of.
Thomas H. Handy.
Oh man,
That's
happy,
crazy, right? We should just get my dad down here and be like, hey, we're gonna do shots of Pappy and just like pour something else.
Get a mixed drink going.
There you go.
Yeah, pour something else and tell him that it's the Pappy.
Yeah. How about that nose?
He'd be like, no wonder you're shooting it.
Yeah.
You get ripped off. Yeah, I mean, you definitely get the extra proof on the nose.
Yeah. I'm getting this nice Rick House bubble gum. I get bubble gum a lot. Maybe a little grapey. There's some kind of fruit note, kind of fruit forward. Grapey, appley.
I mean, it's a little obvious, but to me, it just smells like a really nice Weller.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, that's fair.
not saying much, but
No, that's fair. Smells good. It smells like you took Weller Antique 107 and like poured some crack in the top of it and shook it up. Yeah, I always like the old Rip family. Yo, Rip! You know what, Gary, I know you have this bottle. I know you got this bottle. Pour some with us. Come on, have some old Rip. I don't think anyone else is drinking whiskey with us tonight. Rob is drinking beer. Right? What a weird video to watch while you're drinking beer. I'm just busting on you, Rob. You can drink whatever you want. Just not on this channel. You have to drink whiskey if you're here.
yeah, it would be a little weird. You know what, Luke? I'm feeling, I'm just gonna have some pours.
Some Pabst Blue Ribbon. I don't want any old Rip. Gary said we started early tonight. Yeah, Gary, we're going to gear towards starting a little earlier.
I think 8 might be a good time.
8 would be a good
Feels
time.
like for the future.
8 o'clock. You heard it here first. 8 o'clock start time.
We did a little earlier today, but I think in the future 8 might be okay. Just, then we do the podcast and we gotta clean everything up, and then, it feels like we don't get to hang out.
Yeah, it's over. It's like 10:15 by the time we're done. There's a lot that goes into this, We got to get Phil over there. He's already starting with me. Look at him. Good morning,
And then he goes back to Punxsutawney in February.
Yeah.
So that's a whole thing. But we got him the rest of the year he's here.
Yeah. Well, it's time to sip some old
Yeah.
Rip. People have been waiting long enough.
I've been waiting long enough.
You've been waiting long enough. Frank's never had this. I'm so excited to see your reaction. I'm just going to stare at you. No, I don't want to make it awkward. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let Frank have the floor on this one.
That's it. I mean, it's really good. I think you're right. I think it's better than the 12. I wouldn't say it's better than the 15. I get so much more flavor on the 15.
Right. I think 15, I think me and Frank both agree, is like our favorite. It's the perfect age, area, and proof. 107 proof. 15 is also 107 proof, so. That's a great bottle. The old rip, I mean, you can't beat it for even on secondary now. Secondary is down to 600.
That's
Secondary
pretty
is
good.
secondary is crashing so fast. This time last year, secondary on this bottle was like 750. Now it's down to 600. Imagine where we're going to be come
Right.
2026. You know, Tony got like 10 of these this year, which is a crazy amount, right? For
Yeah.
Van Winkle. Usually you only get 1 or 2 bottles.
No, that's really good.
Very butterscotchy. Werther's original, I would say.
Just taunting me now.
Had to throw it in there. I really think you'd like Werther's originals. If anybody wants to donate, Werther's originals.
I mean, if I saw them at the store, I would buy them at this point. But I don't even know where do you have to go to like an old-timey candy shop, like a pre-depression era. You know, they had a whole shop and it's just candy. You don't see that a lot. I see that at like the boardwalk.
Might be able to find them on
Do you think
Amazon.
there's a candy shop within 15 minutes of us? I mean, there must be, but I just
Maybe
don't.
in the mall? I know there's one in New Hope, but that's like 20 minutes. There's a big one in New Hope, I know. That strictly sells candies. I've been in there a few times. Oh, man.
Can you imagine that? You know, I would actually like that. Run a candy shop.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Willy Wonka. Remember that crazy guy in that movie in the candy shop? I forget his
Who,
name.
Willy Wonka?
No. No, that was the candy factory.
That's a crazy guy.
The store where he buys the chocolate bar from.
Not really. It's been a minute, and I don't even know which.
The Candyman can.
Yeah, I don't.
Look at that.
It's been a while.
I just
since
sung
watched
live on
that.
YouTube. Follow me on Spotify. My stage name is Bruce Springsteen. I go by that.
Yeah.
You might notice me as that.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Has its ups and downs. Sorry.
This is a stupid
I
joke.
know. It's so stupid. It's funny. Oh. It's a great whiskey. Really like the old rip. I have someone ready to feast on this upstairs. He can't wait. He's actually watching right now. He's one of our viewers, but he is waiting for us to end so he can come running down here.
Well, in that spirit.
Cheers. We're having another pour, drink, sip of old Rip Van Winkle tenure. 10 summers old, but not 10 winters. 10 summers. Cheers. I talk a lot. Uh-oh. Look at that. Not good. We're not going to have an even amount of whiskey at the end. Oh, I gave myself too much. Now you got to have a little more.
It's a struggle.
That looks about right.
Just go up.
More?
Up.
I think we're happy. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the proof, but definitely a better. I think what the 12 is lacking for me is mouthfeel, and this is pretty much nailing it on the mouthfeel.
The chewability factor.
Because the thing is, the flavor isn't quite the 15. Is so complex.
Oh yeah.
This is nice, but it doesn't quite get there. To where like I don't know where this ranks in everything, but like I would say GTS is better than this.
Yeah. Oh. Well, GTS is.
Yeah, well, so here's my new theory. And this would really get you going. I wonder if we would like the Bowman more than Pappy 15.
Oh, man.
Because Bowman was better than we said, and I still stand by it that Bowman was better than George T. Stagg.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
That specifically. Do you have it up there? Is that it?
What you looking for, Bowman?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want?
Well, yeah. Specifically the cast strength. Because we've had some other Bowman bottles that are not as good. Though you said the one of them, whatever that trash one was, he thought maybe we got a bad bottle.
Yeah, that one's gotten better, I think.
It was like, was that the small batch or something?
Yes, it was. The small
it was
batch.
like Bowman small batch we did not like. And then the other is like Bowman single barrel. That was decent.
The Tony barrel was
This
great.
was like
That is fabulous.
because when I think of like the best whiskeys, it's like Pappy 15, maybe like Parker's double barrel blend. And this is honestly that could be better than them. But that's just my opinion.
Give me an old rip for the price, especially secondary wise. I don't know. It might be the bottle to buy. Old rip and Lot B are neck and neck. They're like $100 difference. I think when I got this, I think I paid $300 for this pre-tax, and Lot B was $400. So there was a $100 difference in the store too. I don't know. I'm happy with paying less and getting more proof. Now, if they made a 12-year 107 proof, that might be pretty good. Pappy barrel proof coming soon, possibly. Insider information, possibly. Will you ever see it? Absolutely not. I'm sorry I took a sip without you.
What a crime.
Oh, no. I'm an asshole.
Pour me more.
Okay. Doesn't take much to convince me. Cherry heavy. Gary said cherry heavy. Tim is at the Devils game, so he has a pass, although I feel like he always has excuses for not being here. I wonder who the other people are. We have Gary, we have Rob. I wonder if Jeff's watching tonight. But everybody's here.
Yeah, we might have. I mean, with the earlier start time, that and the week off.
Yeah.
I figured we might have a bit of a lower turnout.
Throw some people off. Yeah, I think next week we will start at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 8 seems a bit better.
Right, that way if people are still tuning in at 8:30, at least, it seems like a half hour in is when we're getting to the really good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're about 35, 40 minutes in.
Let's see, Rob said he didn't say.
A little tricky because of the technical difficulties.
Gary said, was there girls getting into a fight upstairs? Yes. So, Gary, I did text them to please quiet down. They are playing the Nintendo Switch, which apparently in my family gets very intense. I don't play it. I don't know what it is. I don't want to get involved in it. But, yeah, apparently they're freaking out up there over something. So, yes, but yeah, you're right. Girls are fighting upstairs. There is girls fighting above the Whiskey Bottle Studio right now. I didn't realize you were students. Oh, I already said that. Yeah, sorry, Rob. Probably should have announced it better, but
It was just kind of a
spur of the moment thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a little tricky because we're kind of just winging it now, and so me and Luke were talking about starting earlier for like a month, and then we just didn't. We had a couple weeks where we were off, and then like last week we were gonna do it. There's a whole thing.
Last
So
week was crazy.
we've been like planning it for a while. We just didn't plan it with anybody who needed to know.
You needed to know. We're just kind of starting out, hoping everybody kind of figures it out. Cheers from Michigan. Cheers, Thomas. Let me think back. Beep, 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 beep. That's me thinking because I didn't stay in school. Beep, 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 beep. Thomas, I think the last time we talked to you in a Whiskey Boggle Live, the next day you were going to pick up bottles that you got with bundles. One of them possibly being a Stag. I can't remember. Remind us what you picked up. I'm interested to see if you cracked it and what you think of it. I forget what bottles they are. I'm sorry. There's so many bottles in this world. Should we have some more Pappy 10?
Yeah.
Yes, we shall. Cheers. Gary, better start drinking. It's coming to an end real quick, buddy. It's great. Really like it. You know what's funny is there's this Pappy. I've had all the Pappies. You've had mostly all the Pappies now. There's this Pappy. I call it a Pappy note. It's a characteristic that you get with all the Pappies. And the higher age you get, the more intense it gets. And this one, I can taste it on the back end. I don't know how to explain it, but you might know what I'm talking about. It's like that dusty oak, I would kind of call it as. Whereas the 12-year, you get it a little bit more, and the 15-year, you really get it. And then it gets crazy after that.
Yeah, I would say mostly I get what you're saying, but from the sound of it, if it stands out right, because the 20 and the 23 are the ones I haven't had, so. Like, I mean, I get like an oak note, but it's nothing like, it's nothing unique to Pappy to my memory.
Too heavy. So you will have to do a three-way blind after the video's over. Okay. Gary says he will. You know how it goes getting the little rug rat bathed. Yeah, Gary, you know, I don't have kids that I know about, but I will say, savor every moment of it, because one day she'll be bathing you.
That got kind of dark.
It did, but I had to put it out there.
I was gonna say, if you want an easier time, just share your whiskey with the kid. That calms him right down. You know, maybe causes other problems down the line, but for the moment,
Mr. Tim might be knocking on the door, but they'll be pretty
they don't need
relaxed.
to know.
You know what's funny? Is when I was teething, and this is unheard of today, when I was teething as a baby, my parents used to take whiskey, which is probably why I like whiskey so much today, and rub it on my gums.
It's a very common old wives' tale.
Right?
It's not actually.
I don't know what happened, but I'm fine. Never needed braces. My teeth are great. And I love whiskey to this day. So there you go. Stag, EHL single barrel, and Coy Hill. That's so
Yeah, that's pretty good.
funny. That's so funny. Thomas, this week, Coy Hill dropped in Pennsylvania for $80 a piece, MSRP. Very surprise drop. I mean, there might be a case of something sitting over there that I forgot to tell Frank about.
If you tuned in early, you might have got.
You might have saw it. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's been great. All great bottles and prices. Congratulations, man. EHL single barrel is fantastic. I've never personally had Coy Hill. I hear it's great. And Stag, I mean, Stag is great. Unless, well, 24B wasn't our favorite. But it's actually opened up a little bit. I've had a little more of it.
Yeah, that was a disappointing Stag. Yeah. I think that's the first time I've ever had a Stag with you and not really been happy with it.
Yeah. Look at that. Bird flu is going crazy in New Jersey right now. I mean, do you think this is better?
Just cracked a Noah's Mill. What do you think about that?
So. Will it, to me, is poo-poo kachoo. Noah's Mill, though, however, is probably my favorite, I would say, out of the group. The others.
Yeah, I think our experience was the Rowan's Creek. Uh, we were not a fan. I thought Noah's Mill was okay, but I was also a little more lenient on the Rowan's Creek than you. You right away were like, nope.
Yeah. Yeah, Rowan's Creek was. Oof. We still got. You know what's funny is we said the next video we were gonna do was like our worst whiskeys, and then I keep getting good whiskeys, and I'm like, I really want to drink these, so we got to open these. We got to dedicate. We got to specifically state. I don't want to do it next week now because I really want to open the Thomas H. Handy. That's your fault. Maybe next week we'll do it. I don't know.
I'm just surprised that I actually got you on board with the idea.
We'll see if he has the guts to go through with it. I don't know if you're going to be able to go through with shooting a Buffalo Trace antique collection. I don't know if you could physically make your mind do that. Do you think you could do it? Do you think you could bring yourself to it?
My only worry I could definitely do it if I knew I was going to actually get a glass.
Yeah. Right? If you shoot him, like, that's it, man. That's all you're getting.
Which you might do. That's tricky. Because you're a little, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I think I might be the only person who could get away with it.
You are the only person who can get away with
I
it.
think anybody else shoots something like that, you're like,
you're done.
They'd be like, "Oh, can I actually have a glass?" You'd
No.
be like, "No, what do you mean? You just had one. That's on you."
Yeah. Even if anybody else came to this whiskey bar and shot something like that, unfortunately, I'm sorry, you would never see anything past this tier because I could never. Your trust, my trust in you is completely gone. Gone. Right? You promise you won't shoot it? Yeah, here you go. Here's some Pappy 15. Oh, I forgot. Funny story. Louis the 13th cognac. It's like a $6,000 bottle of cognac. We were at a party one time, and Tony poured everybody glasses of this like $6,000 bottle of cognac, and her sister Kelly looked at it and she went, "Whoop!" and she shot it right back, and then she held her glass out for more because she didn't know. That was funny. That was really funny.
Yeah, it is a bit of a. I do think if you're sharing something like that, you got to make your expectations clear.
Yeah. He'll probably get halfway through shooting it and spit it all over because he's laughing at himself.
It's not impossible. Yeah, that would be that would actually be more likely than me not wanting to do it, but I would think it was really funny.
Thomas, because I'm curious, what proof is your Coy Hill, if you know off the top of your head? Thomas says Rowan's Creek is the same as Pot Still, I think. I do believe they're somewhat different. I like Pot Still better than Rowan's Creek.
Yeah, they definitely taste different.
They definitely taste different. I do not like Rowan's Creek at all. Like, whatsoever.
I'll tell you what, we did a tour of Willett, and they were pretty interesting throughout the tour, where like you would go and they'd have different areas, like you would walk and you did the tasting throughout the tour, and they would generally have like 2 different bottles that they'd talk about, and you could choose which one you wanted, and for the most part, me and him would choose different ones and then swap glasses so we could try them both.
Yeah.
For the most part, I thought most of the stuff they offered there was pretty good. I could not, gun to my head, I could not name a single thing that we drank there because it was all like
Kentucky.
There was like distillery exclusive stuff, and then
Old Bardstown was one of them.
Yeah, that might have been one.
Kentucky Gold, Kentucky. It was like a purple label. Remember that? I know some tours you get lucky. Remember when we were in the Rick House at the end, and they gave us like, these are our 2 premium brands.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky and they'll pour you a purple top, which I saw the purple top there, but we didn't get lucky. And then last you got to choose out of all the ones you tasted, right? I think I chose Pot Still. I'm completely honest with you. I think I chose Pot Still over everything.
They might have had like Family Reserve Rye.
Okay.
They might have given out.
get a 4-year. Which I can't even drink anymore because the cork's stuck in there, and I'm too lazy to go upstairs and get a corkscrew when I feel like drinking it. We got so off topic of this old Rip Van Winkle. It's so funny. We gave like,
Well, then we're just chatting.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I don't know this. I mean,
What's to say that it's great? I mean, it's great whiskey.
it's a little pointless almost to review any Pappy.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, oh wow, is it really great? And it's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's bloody fantastic.
Like, I think it's pretty hard to get a reputation like that, you know, by accident.
You know what I found out actually recently? Is that back in 2006, they did a Japan exclusive. It was only 3 barrels, and it was Pappy's 17-year. I would absolutely love to get my hands on one of those bottles, because I feel like maybe a little more oak on the 15 would be great,
You should move to Japan.
right? And then pay the Japanese 46 billion won.
That's not them.
What do they play? What do they?
They're, I think they're yen.
Yen.
I think. Hopefully that's right.
Yen. Japanese yen.
It's not the won.
It's not the one. What's won?
That's Korea. You've been watching too much Squid Games.
Oh, you're right. Squid Games. I had to get this because of Thomas. Thomas, it's your fault. 128.5 is his proof. Mine's 131.6. There you go, Boy Hill. I don't know what the big hype is about this. I don't know. People go crazy for this. We're yet to open one.
Crack it.
Yeah, right. Crack it now. Crack it. GTS. GTS.
Yeah.
No, that will be for a later video.
So many videos.
So many. So many. We got to just start doing 2 a week just because we got so many.
Yeah.
That's my problem is I want to do so much, but it's just stuff keeps coming up. Like this was never expected to be done anytime soon. But it just happened. Thomas H. Handy, we absolutely have to do. For everybody tuning in now, because I see a lot of people just joined, we are starting at 8 o'clock going forward, not 8:30 anymore. So, fortunately, it caught the end a little bit, but feel free to go back and watch.
Yeah, I guess we'll say we had, right now we're drinking the Pappy.
Old Rip
Rip
Van
Van.
Winkle.
And we compared it to the, is it spring 2024 Old Fitz?
Yes. It's out of reach. It's over there.
Because that's also 10-year wheated bourbon. So we figured that might make a good comparison. Unfortunately, he was a bit of a stinker.
He was.
I was not really a fan of it, just not a lot of sweetness and some pretty, like, dry, leathery notes. Luke seemed a little more into it, and I guess we're hoping that maybe it opens up a bit with time.
I think I'm just more into it because I paid for it.
Yeah, that could be it as well. I have no...
Right? You
Right.
have no binds to
You,
it.
you pay $130, you're like, man, maybe, you know, you're like, well, you know, it's a nice bottle.
It's great. I love
And I'm
lying
like-
to myself.
I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like that at all. And then Pappy is Pappy, of course.
Yep.
So, I mean, at this point, I'm just enjoying my drink and chatting with people.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's fun to talk to people.
I think I'm about ready to finish my drink, though, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm about there. Right as Gary's pouring his drink. Cheers. Gary's
They
pouring
say
his
when
drink.
one door closes, another door opens.
Yes. Mmm. Great. Yeah, I mean, in order, out of all the Pappies I've had, 15 years number 1, 10 years number 2, 20's number 3, 12's number 4, 23's number 5. 23 not worth the hype, people. Just saying. Gary, what year is your old Rip Van Winkle? Just curious. Is it 23? I forget exactly when you got that bottle. Might have to go back and look at the laser code for that. Make some room here.
Yeah, I would what I would say with the 10-year is the 15-year has such an amazing flavor profile
Oh yeah.
that I kind of said to Luke, like, that's a glass where you finish a glass of Pappy 15 and it's like I should wait before I drink that again. Like, it's an experience.
Yeah.
The 12-year is nice, and this is kind of in the middle, where like, don't leave me alone with the 10-year Van Winkle,
Yeah.
because the 12, I like the 12-year, and it's really good, but this has just that extra kick of flavor that would really, like, the 12-year doesn't have enough flavor to make me want to just drink glass after glass. This is very crushable to me.
Very similar to the BRT01. I remember you saying, like, don't leave me alone with that bottle. I can't be trusted.
Just where it's such a nice flavor, but it's not overwhelming to the point where it's if that was the only thing you drank in a night, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
And Pappy 15, I feel like if you did 2 glasses in a row, I feel like for me, I would start to go like taste blind to it. Like, it would just, you know how like you get used to a smell, you go like nose blind. I feel like I'd get used to the flavor and wouldn't be able to appreciate it as much.
No.
This, I think, tastes good, but it's just a nice, smooth, chewable glass.
Johnny Dean's here. Cheers, fellas. Johnny, we're starting at 8 o'clock now, in case if you missed that announcement. Sorry. Gary's is a 2023 batch. This is 2024. And Tom said pretty much what I guessed the whole time, is that Coy Hill is very hard to tell the difference between that and single barrel proof. Right? Because they're like the same proofs. I don't know. I don't know the hype behind it, but people go crazy for it. So,
yeah.
Well,
yeah, I think so. There was that we're thinking we'll start at 8 o'clock in the future, but it's a bit of we're a bit wild right now. I think just going into the new year, there's a lot of changes going on. And then, speaking of which, something else that you had kind of mentioned, I'm just going to bring up for everybody. We had our end of the year subscriber-a-thon giveaway.
Yes.
So obviously that is over. We are very close. I'm happy to say we're very close to hitting 400 subscribers.
Yeah.
I think we're 2 people away. So if you're on the fence, hey, you could be the 400th.
Right.
Maybe we'll send you something if I can tell. I don't know if I can figure out who that is.
If you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, subscribe. Get us to 400.
We would really appreciate
That'd
it.
be insane.
But so we did a bit of a giveaway. I think we'll probably just message those people sometime soon. I don't know. You might have already.
I did not yet.
So we do have a couple people picked out. I think it ended up being a tie for first and second. But we'll get in touch with them, send them out custom Whiskey Bible labels, and well, the prize was, I think, like a bottle of Blanton's, but we had opened it up to a nice sample of something around, which I would imagine most people would take that. But yeah, I think the people who won, I think for the most part we know them a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it comes to, if we can't get in touch with somebody, we'll do it in probably next week's video. We'll kind of tell them to email us and get in touch with us. But I guess just to let people know we are still giving away the prizes.
Yeah. And I'll even open it up too as with the Blantons and the Eagleware giveaway. Um, I'll keep that still active if you can get us to 500. By
So
the
this
city
is
of
we'll
April.
do like a mini.
Yeah, like we'll give away these because I don't want to wait for these. Right? They say holiday on them,
Yeah.
so I want to get these out as quick as possible. But I mean the bottles. This giveaway's done, but the bottles are still going until April. If you know people, we'll say April. We'll say my birthday, April 17th.
You could just do a flat 500.
Yeah, it's just at 500. We'll give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works too. Gary's is very cherry cola. The traditional bourbon notes, as he would say. Look at this. I'm out of whiskey. This is bad. Very, very bad. You don't ever want to be out of whiskey on a Saturday night. But I don't know how much more time I have with you guys. Frank's the boss. He'll tell me when he's had enough.
Well, I think we're coming up on an hour.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
About skis. I don't know how you tell.
I think we're right at an hour.
Okay.
I think we just hit the hour mark. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we drank our whiskey. We talked about it. Obviously, Pappy is better than the 10-year-old Fitz, which was kind of destiny. You know, that was never going to win out.
See what Gary just said?
The old Weller antique pick.
Man, he knows what happened. He knows about those Weller antique picks I got from down the shore.
Yeah.
It's
I
up
don't
to.
know. I don't even know if I know what happened.
Oh my God! I don't even talk to you at all. There was a store that did a Weller antique pick, and they originally priced it at $150 a bottle, and then which was I didn't feel like paying.
Yeah, it's like borderline.
But then they discounted them to $100 a bottle.
Okay.
For a Weller antique store pick, I was like, okay, that's great, and they shipped it to me for free. So I got a few, and then I bought a few, and then my other buddy was like, hey, I want a few. And I was like, well, since it's free shipping, you might as well get me some more. And then I bought a few more, and the next thing you know, I got like a whole case of Weller antique store picks. That would take some digging, but I could get it out. But it's up to this guy right here if he wants to go that route tonight. If not, you can disappoint Gary. Won't disappoint me.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I think we can call it there.
Okay. Frank has spoken. I pass on an Office 10-year bundle with an Elijah Crowd for $329. That was probably a smart move. I think I would have done the same thing. That seems a bit high for me. Well, shit, pour something. Now, see, here we go. See what happens. We start early and end up
Yeah.
in trouble. Ah, damn Frank. See, now Johnny's mad at you.
You'll just have to come back next week.
Yeah. Gary's mad at you now. See, that's why I did this. I pinned it all on him. I want nothing to do with it.
He doesn't want to. He's giving me a look. He's like, "What? I don't know."
My hands are up.
Wants to go to bed.
Yeah. So, well, I'll put this out there, Gary, and Rob, if you're watching it, Tim. After show, after party. Let's go. Johnny, I'm sorry that probably excludes you because you live in like Louisiana now.
The problem is, you tell everybody on here to start drinking whiskey with us, and then after an hour of drinking whiskey, you're like, "Hey, come hang out."
Come hang out. I know.
None of them are me. I walk over.
Yeah, you're close enough.
I walk 1 minute.
If that.
And I'm here.
If that. I don't think you
Yeah,
even wore a
right?
jacket tonight. I think
No.
you just came right over. You're like, I don't need a jacket.
It's a quick walk. I mean, it's chilly out there, but it's a quick walk, so.
Where's the after party? Rob my house. You know where I live. I can't say where I live live on the internet. Otherwise, I'm going to have no Pappy left. But, yeah, feel free to come over, Rob, if you want. No one's ever taken me up on that offer. I don't know why. Probably because they're already drinking.
It's just a weird timing.
What else are wives for? Am I right? They can drive you over. So, but that's about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm good to wrap it up.
I'm good to wrap it up. We had 2 10-year wheat whiskeys, wheated bourbons. One was way better than the other. Old Rip Van Winkle totally stole the show. Out of 10, what would you rate it? Real quick, just to get this. Real quick. Off the top of your head, no time to even think about it. What would you rate it out of 10?
9.
9? Okay. I would go like 8.8. I'd be a little below a 9, but I'm very critical. You know,
This guy.
0.2. Well, I can't exactly copy you. People will think we're weird.
Yeah, any longer than that, I'd probably rated worse at 10.
Yeah. Nice.
So,
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We will be in touch to get rid of these because they've been taking up a lot of space in my bar. I need more room for whiskey. So we'll get rid of them, give them to you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, for getting subscribers. And we look forward to future giveaways and future milestones. Thank you for tuning in to episode 10. 11 of the Whiskey Bound Podcast. And what do we say? How do we end this?
he's Luke.
I'm Frank. He's Frank. Please remember to stay in school. Yes, absolutely. Here we go again.
Luke, Frank, same difference.
Luke, Frank, same difference. Here I am. I got to figure out what I'm going to pour next. Let's see. Maybe some Pappy 15. That sounds good. Some Van Winkle Rye. That sounds great. Heaven Hill 18 year. Okay.